Hello, humans. Today, I thought I'd get into the Easter spirit and do a draw along on how to draw the Easter bunny monster. Easter's a little bit too cute for me, so I like to monsterify things up a little bit. So, grab a pencil, a pen, and I'm going to do some colored pencils with it as well. So, I'm going to start out some very simple shapes and then build up detail along with it as we go along. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm going to start in the middle of my paper here and draw a square. Everyone, if you look around the world, the whole world's made out of shapes. So it's all about just putting these shapes together. So I'm going to put a half circle or a semicircle underneath that square. And look how messy I'm drawing. It's okay to make mistakes. Just getting the shape of it. And I'm using all the shapes here today. I'm going to do a triangle overlapping that top part of that first square like that. Okay, look how messy it's. So don't have to draw really hard. You're just sketching it all in. And on the bottom of that circle, semicircle, half circle, I'm going to draw two squares really lightly. And I'm going to angle them out a little bit. There's probably a name for that shape. I don't know it. Here we go, he's coming along. Okay. So then for his arms, he's going to be a big hulking kind of Franken Easter bunny. So let's put these, I guess, more like quarter circles. I don't know, something like banana shapes. I always say there's, the main shapes, and then you put some banana shapes or noodly shapes you need as an artist, I think, that don't quite fit into all of them. So two banana-y shapes there on either side of that first square. I'll let you catch up there if you need to, something like this. As you can see, he's not the normal Easter bunny. Okay, so on top of that triangle, again, I'm going to be just rough in really lightly the ears, but they're not going to be like, the normal bunny ears. They're going to be kind of angular and folding over. Like on either side. So, but you can make your shapes your ears any shape you want. I'm just kind of doing them a little bit beat up, droopy, something like that. Looking very bunny-like now. So the other points of this triangle, I'm going to just add some fluff here. Okay, coming together, getting some details. And I'm not adding any details. I'm just going to do two circles for his eyes up on top of that triangle. You can draw this guy and he'll be able to scare your parents when they see this. And his nose, I got stuck kind of a flattened triangle, upside down triangle, something like this. And for his mouth, I'm going to do I would say a big, kind of like a sausage, I would say, skinny sausage mouth there. He's slightly frowning. That's right, I'm just going to erase a little bit there. I'm going a little bit too dark. And this guy is going to be like saber-tooth Easter bunny monster, so he's going to have massive, long buck teeth. And who knows what he eats. with these teeth, and they're not, you know, flat in the bottom. They could be jagged a little bit. They could be really sharp if you wanted. They could have a gap in them. I'll play with that later when I'm inking everything. So, and he's not, you know, going to be, he's just going to be a little bit mad. So I would, or not mad, just a little bit, I don't know, grumpy. A line straight across those top two circles. Hopefully you can see that all right. So you remember this half circle we drew in the beginning. That is going to be the Easter basket he's wearing for some underwear. So I'm going to put a slight curve on that to give it a bit of a dimension, the character some dimension. So, and there's always like a lid on an Easter basket like this. And I'm going to rough in just the hatched, I'm not going to get too detailed on that, but the hatched texture, I guess, or how a basket is made is by threading these pieces together. So some vertical up and down lines, horizontal, vertical lines all meshed in there. And in that Easter, so he's broken through that Easter basket with his feet. So I'm going to put some, rough in some, you know, parts of the basket that have been broken through with his giant bunny feet here. And in that basket, what's in the Easter basket? We got that fake grass and some eggs and whatever you want to put into it. So I'm going to rough in some grass really lightly. So don't forget about that. And some eggs. Half, you know, they're kind of half circle eggs. And I'm not doing too much detail, but they're, you don't want to just put them resting on there. They're embedded inside the basket there. So you can put as many as you want in there. And the handle of the basket that everyone carries around with is sort of is wrapped around the top of his body. So that kind of holds it up. And it kind of looks like I don't know, like a bandolier of, you know, like Chewbacca wears or something like that. So, okay. Here he is. Easter Bunny monster so far. Okay. So that's the pencils for the Easter Bunny monster. And I'll let you catch up a little bit there. I'm going to pause it there. And you can keep on watching that if I went too fast. So I'm going to pause it here. And then after the pause, I'm going to ink and add some black lines to this guy and add all the fun details. Okay. Here's my pen. You can add a marker or whatever you want to use, or a different color pencil. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. Okay, I am going to start here with his side here. And how I draw fur, he's going to have kind of messy fur, so you can draw little dashes or points, curved points like this, that loop around to his hands. And I'm just going to give him some simple paw by adding two little lines in like that. Same on this side. Go around adding fur. If you want to draw it messy, you draw those lines going in different directions like this. That's line drawing sound effects for you. Right? I'm going to go down to his, since we're on the fur, when we do these legs. And this is where you can just add some detail of the bottom of his foot. It doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to be exactly the same. And you can add some details on his arms. Maybe he's got some plasters. Maybe he's got a fake, you know, like a tattoo of a peep. In America, that's like a famous Easter candy, is a little peep. Little candy rabbits, whatever you want. Okay, he's coming together, this guy. So now I'm going to go over this basket, Easter basket. I'm just going over the outside right now. And this is where his feet had broken through. So it looked like the basket is splintering outward. Little pieces of it. And I'm not going to draw that top part of the basket, because I need things hanging off of it. So I'm going to draw this grass sort of chunky. Very cartoony. Chunks of, I'm going to draw this grass very cartoony and chunky, rather than little blades of grass. Little clumps like that. So now I'm going to go over and do some eggs. And you can do whatever pattern you want on them. Do stripes and zigzags and spots. Like that. Okay. And to give that basket a little bit of depth and dimension, this is the side of the basket. And I'm going to try to simplify these lines as much as possible. But again, you can curve them to give the basket some dimension. So I only drew like 5 vertical lines there. And then you thread. If you think about how a basket's made, but you kind of want to make it very simple, simplistic, and kind of doing it quick for this video. Don't have to be straight, they can be wobbly, and kind of adds to the, you can do a broken one. Something like that. And then you gotta draw it on the side there. Okay, so this guy's looking pretty good. Draw a little holder here for the handle. Okay, let's do the fun part. I always love doing the face of these characters. So I'm going to go up to these eyes here. I'm drawing that horizontal brow here. I'm going to give it a few lines. And then just to give it a bit of weight. And it is, these are 2 vertical lines there. And the 2 eyeballs. Sometimes I draw little lines underneath the eyes like that. And I'm going to draw these tiny little pupils. And if you draw tiny pupils or tiny eyeballs, the bigger they are, the kind of cuter the character is, and the smaller they are, you can look kind of mean or silly or stupid, or can do a lot more with the shapes of everything. So I'm going over this triangle shape, his head, and I'm going to, instead of doing the triangle points at the end, I'm going to add some fluff there, and like this. And I'm going to go up to his nose. And it started out as a triangle, but it's going to be, this is all organic shape. So nothing should be totally straight. Not everything should be straight lines. You can mix straight and curved. But Give him an organic shaped nose. And his mouth is going to be frowning. We got to fit in these cool big rabbit buck teeth here. It's looking pretty prehistoric here. Add some lines to your teeth. And, you know, rabbits got these little dots here around their muzzles. And add these really long, crazy whiskers coming out. They can be all zigzag and crossed and adds to the craziness. Now remember this, handle the basket. I'm going to finish that now because it goes underneath his face or his head. And then I'm just going to put more little wraps around it, give it some dimension again, curve it around. Now you don't have to draw exactly like this, but this is just a little starting point for you. Great, now let's do his ears. And these are going to be a bit angular. Give them a little bit of straight and curved shapes. You can draw these little hairs popping out. You can do that across him like this. Bing, bing. Kind of adds to the messiness of him. Cool. Draw some more little fluff on top of his head. And now we're going to go to the other ear. Similar shape. I'm going to draw a bite mark out of this ear. Okay. Do a little tongue. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the important bit. I don't know where he's going to go. His little tail. Can't really see it. It's hanging out back there. Okay, here's our Easter Bunny, but in monster form. Okay, back to coloring. I just did a quick erase of the red pencil because it was a little bit distracting. So I'm going to go over now, do a nice fill, keeping it really basic colors here, bright Eastery colors. So just doing some bright yellow on this basket. Here's Easter Bunny Monster. Please share your own creations with me on Instagram or TikTok or here on YouTube. Thanks, everyone. Bye.